Hi, welcome to another edition of BF Bot Manager, Betfair Trading. If you remember from yesterday's video, I'd started going with these three lay the draw trades strategies. First of all, exiting if there's a goal. Well, first of all, going back to the very beginning, getting in before the start of the game. Exiting if there's a goal, and also exiting on this strategy. I'm exiting if the draw goes down to 1.75, and this one if it goes down to 2, so that one should get out earlier than this one, and then no exit at all, so this will run to the end of the game, so we'll lose the full liability if it ends 0-0. You can see the results here. The strike rates drop substantially, and the reason for that is because I'm exiting as soon as there's a goal. And obviously if the underdog gets that, then we kind of lose a small amount of money, and I'll show you that on the live version in a second. But going back to the numbers, this one started at this has been running for 2 days now, the 18th and 19th. It's actually only 7 on the 19th, so it's been running 1 3/4. It's obviously between now and the end of the day to go. But I think it started about 8 o'clock yesterday morning. This one was on £8.98, so it's gone up to £11.92, so that's nearly £3 profit. And then these two were both on 66 pence. So as you can see, this one's up to 360 and this one's up to 607. So this strategy here on the simulation's actually done the best, because it's gone up about £5.40, whereas this one's gone up about £3, and this one's gone up about just less than £3 as well. And this top one here, the exit at 1.75, is the one I'm running in live. Or as Betfair BF Bot Manager calls it, real mode. So this is my real mode here. So if I open that one, you can see I've only made 253 here, and the reason for that is on the going back to the simulation up here. The reason for that is the simulation. I'm staking £2. So if I go to staking here, you can see I'm actually staking £2. But then on the real mode, I'm only actually staking £1, just to make sure I don't lose too much. So I've been running nearly 2 days, and I've been staking £1, so that's 2.5 points up, if you like. So I've made £2.50 profit off £1 stakes. If obviously if that had been £10, then this would have been £25.30, which over 2 days, £12.50 a day profit out of this strategy, I don't think it's too bad, because it is just one strategy. Or you can imagine if you had 10 strategies running the same. And that's the ultimate aim. I read a bit of a disturbing article on lay the draw early in the week. At the weekend. It's only Tuesday today. I don't know, it seems later in the week. Must be because of the long weekend. Anyway, I read an article about laying the draw, and I'll probably go through that on a separate video, saying that it's not really worth doing. It's just like playing roulette, but I will go through that in a separate video and then put my thoughts into that as well. What I wanted to do here is actually look at this £2.53 breakdown and all the bets. You can see if I click on here, you can see all the laying back bets. So we'll lay first and then we're back. So you can see this one we laid £1 on the right, okay, so we'll go down to this one. We laid £1 on the Middlesbrough Huddersfield game, and then we ended up backing at £1.12, so there we lost 12p. And you can see that there, £1 profit, £1.12 loss. So the net effect of those two transactions, or those two trades on that one game, the lane and the back, is minus 12 pence. Remember, we need to lay low and back higher to win money. So I'll go into the individual transactions and try and explain a few, because you can see like some of the amounts here. So if I go into this market screen here, these are games that are currently running. This one's actually just put a back bet in. What time's that? 19:22, so about 4 minutes ago. We've had a back bet go in on this one because it looks like Guingamp against Power, the home team's taking the lead there. So it's saying there live 26 minutes. If I click on that button there, it should show me the match stats. So there you can see the total lead on the 18th. So we come out about 5 minutes ago now. So we put a lay bet in to start with it, £1 stake, and the price was 4.1, and we've backed at 5.8. so lay low, back high, end up with a profit. That's a 39p profit on that one. You can see all the other games going. What I tend to do is, you can see this one hasn't put a back bet in yet, so we haven't hedged our position there, because you can see there it's up to it's half time and it's still 0-0. So the back bet hasn't gone in yet. So we're open to a loss there. If there's no goal by the end of the game, we'll come out at about, depending on when the draw gets to, you can click on here actually and see what the draw is at. When the draw gets down to 1.75, we exit out for a loss. And it's just so it's at 3 at the moment. You can see there the draw. Once that gets down to, like I say, 1.75, so the longer the way it goes through the second half without a goal, then the lower this draw odds will get. So you can see if I move up a bit, I tend to close these down once. So you see how this has got a lay in the back here. I tend to close it down by clicking on that and just closing it and leaving them open if they're still open. So if I click on that one, you'll see there's a lay in the back, so I've won 66p there. If I click on this one, we've won 45p there, and all these little transactions add up. That one we've won 29p. You know, that's only 28 minutes in. The home team have scored, and that's what we're looking for all the time. But sorry, I've found so often the away team goes ahead, even if obviously these ones I'm showing you now are all winning trades, so these ones are fine. That one's at 38p. It's 1-1, but that doesn't bother us because we're out now and it's the 28th minute. We got out, I'm assuming there, because we made a profit. The home team scored first, and because the home team's a favourite. So if I click on here just to confirm my thoughts, yeah, you can see they scored in the 9th minute, so we come out nice in time before the equaliser went in. Otherwise we'd be in a bit more of an awkward position in that, we're waiting for the home team to score again. And this is the thing that's getting me at the moment with this, and that's why I think I'm losing a few trades. Is you can see this is just a good example which I hadn't seen before, but obviously the game's still going. It's only 28 minutes old. But this home team here is in 11th place, whereas the away team's in 5th. But then the home team's odds on favourite at the start of the game. So yeah, I am going to start looking at some more like form and stats on this kind of stuff, because to me why the home team is under 2, I don't know, odds of 2 before the game kicks off, because just looking from layman's point of view on paper, if you're having the team who's in 11th place in the table against the team who's currently 5th, I have no idea why the home team's such a strong favourite and why we're sort of putting a late draw against them. I mean, it's not to say that's not going to finish a draw, or it is going to finish a draw whichever way, but my strategy at the moment is to back sort of odds on favourite home teams. Now to me, looking at those two teams and just the league positions there, this team here is should not be odds-on favourite to win this game. And even you look at the form, you look at the stats there, they have had more possession there, looking at that. But then the shots, the home teams had 4, the away teams had 5, and they both had 1 on target each, and have obviously both scored from those. And to me, that doesn't strike me as a sort of, you know, such a favourite home team. But that's what I'm going to look into. But something like that is, it's kind of been prominent. I know these ones I've just shown you, and what I want to do is go up here and show you some of the results that are already settled, because these are obviously all games in progress. So you can see all these have closed down because it's just jumped. It does that now and again. So you can see these ones have all settled, so you can see where I've won and I've lost. These were 2 bad ones here. You can see the majority are like I'm losing 32 pence, 2 pence, 33, 31. And that's kind of where the home team scores first. Sorry, the away team, the underdog, scores first, and you're coming out early. So just click on that one, for example. You can see we come out at 133 about half an hour into the game. I assume, I'm not sure why that one was. I assume Newcastle must have took the lead. Yeah, but then they lost 4-2. I didn't think they did take the lead actually, so I'm just going to have a quick look at that one. Alright, okay, I think I know what happened here, which is either an issue with the software or the way I've actually got it configured. But there, to me, that is what I'm looking for, like Wolves 2nd in the table, Newcastle 7th. So I would expect Wolves to be favourites in that one, so I'd be quite happy to go with that one. Unlike the previous game we've just looked at. But you can see, yeah, that Wolves scored in the 23rd minute and Newcastle got a really quick equaliser, and I didn't get out in time because I waited for the markets to actually settle down. Obviously by the time it's settled down it's 1s each, so it's come out on the half hour, well, about 27 minutes then into the game, which probably at 1s each it shouldn't have done. So I probably need to look at the configuration of that before I start opening stakes and wasting money on that kind of thing, because then Wolves took the lead again later on. So I don't know, it's awkward when games go in quickly because you have to wait for like a bit of VAR, or I don't know if I doubt VAR will be involved in under 23s. But we've got to wait anyway for the markets to stabilise, because sometimes the odds go like haywire when one team scores and they need to sort of settle themselves down with all the sort of money in and out. So that's a bit of a dodgy example. If we look at this one though, 32 pence, I'm assuming this is where the away team scored first. In fact, the away team even won the game. And if you look down here, there's a lot. There's an away team win there, there's a win there, there's a win there for the away team, there's a few draws, there's a 0-0 draw there which obviously stung us quite badly, and there's a 124 loss there which is even worse. What happened there is we come out late in the game, we come out at about the 70th minute I think. In fact, we'll just have a look at that one. It was 0-0 quite late on. I think we come out 17:26 and the game kicked off at 1600, so it came out an hour and a half into the game, which is only about 10-15 minutes to go, and it ended up 1-1. If we'd hung fire, obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, but if I go into here you'll be able to see if we'd hung on, the home team scored at 83, so if we'd stayed in until the 83rd minute we would have got the goal and we would have made a nice profit there, and then that wouldn't have mattered, the 90th minute equaliser by the away team. But again, even this first and fourth, I'd probably go with that, to be honest, because they're top of the league, they're fourth, so you'd still expect the home team to win. The possession was more or less equal. The away team had a couple of more shots and one less on target, so it would look quite an even game. From those stats, obviously I can't tell without actually watching the game, but from the stats. So yeah, that was that one. Then you can see all the sort of regular ones where that one come out 17 minutes in the game, so I'm assuming the home team scored because we made a profit. The home team won 2-1. Again, if we just have a quick look at that one. Yeah, they scored in the 15th minute, so we just get out with the profit and don't risk anything else after that. Because you're not too interested in what goes on in the game after that. You just get out for your profit and exit. But like I say, there have been a lot of games where there should be odds-on favourites and then the away team takes the lead. So I just think I need to be a bit more selective about what it's trying to back on. Again, here you can see that this game here, the away team won 3-1. And they were 2-0 up at half time. Well, you know, the home team was meant to be odds-on favourite. We're lucky there. We only lost 4 pence. And there was, I don't know if it was an early goal or a late goal. Alright, so it was quite an early goal because we come out with 8 minutes into the game. Lucky it was just, if I look at the stats on here, again, 3rd place and 4th place. I'm seeing a lot of this, which I don't really like. I'd prefer, like, you know, top 5 and bottom 5 over here. So that's probably something I need to look at. Not sure what that little logo is there. Is that a disallowed goal or something? Not sure. Oh, they scored a goal. It might be a penalty or something. I'm not sure because there are 3 goals there. Yeah, I've got a goal on the side, so that must have been the goal. Anyway, the first goal went in 4th minute, so we come straight out and suffered only a 4 pence loss. But I suppose at that point, because the team were 4th, that was in our favour because they were more likely to go on and win, and you know, less likely to be a draw if it was like a hot favourite at home too, and a proper underdog. So that's all I wanted to show you here, really just an update on how we're getting on. You can see all the sort of pluses and negatives. I had 5 losses in a row there, albeit all pretty small, 1 pence, 4 pence, 12, 23 and 32 pence, but you know, a loss is a loss nonetheless. So you can see why I'm getting a lot more losses now, because obviously if the away team goes ahead, then we just exit out and make a little bit of a loss. Why I've got so many, that's what I need to look into. So I'm going to export all these bets. Sorry, the 17th here as a previous strategy. I only started the one we're talking about on the 18th here. So yeah. So we had 5 losing trades in a row actually. Alright, so we started, I don't even think that was one. I think we started here the morning of the 18th, yesterday morning. So about here we started. These obviously where it's 0-0 all the way through, so you can see that one ended 0-0. There's not much we can do other than exit near the end. And again, you'd expect Torquay to, you know, win that game. But again, they're 10 and 19. I'm probably happy with that. Just the last thing to say is so I am going to look at why I think. I'm going to start looking at why I think a lot of these away teams are doing so well. There was a win there for the away team, so we had a loss. You can see all the ones where the away teams have won the game or took the lead anyway. It's all the red where we've had small losses, and then the big losses are where they're 0-0 near the end of the game, which are a lot less to be honest. We've got one there, we've got one there. Although Stockport did score in that game eventually, and we've got 2 down here, so that's about 4 trades out of all these that have went and exited because there hadn't been a goal until, you know, like the 70th or so minute or whenever it does come out, when the draw gets down to 1.75. Got a lot of small nice wins where obviously the home team favourite has taken the lead, so we come out. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at why I'm getting all these small losses, and how, you know, I mean, these home teams are meant to be odds-on favourite to win the game. So I'm either going to check the odds or check the league positions, or there's a couple of things I want to look at, try and work that out. And then the other thing I'm going to look at as well is I've read something about, like, we're getting to the end of the season for all the European leagues, and we're starting to get to the point where we are already started seeing sort of shock results and you know, obscure results. and that's basically because of the sort of teams trying to get into Europe, at the top of the Premier League anyway, and then you've got your relegation and your promotion battles top and bottom. The relegation threatened teams seem to do a lot better at this stage of the season for some reason. You'd think if they tried a little bit harder during the most of the the first sort of 6-7 months of the season, they wouldn't be in that position, but now they're starting to pull some games out of the hat against sort of better opposition, if you like. You'll probably know if you've been following any football results, there's been a few corking like sort of shock results. So probably going to get a list of all the leagues together and probably not place trades on leagues where it's in the first month or the last month or maybe the last 6 weeks. Think like things like the well, in England the Championship, I think League One definitely finishes on the 30th of April, which is only a couple of weeks time, whereas there's still there's only about 3 games left for most of those teams, whereas the Premier League finishes towards the end of May. But even in the Premier League, I think we're starting to see some strange results. So going to look into that, probably get a list of all the leagues together, and like I say, put a slightly smaller window in when I'll trade on those leagues. I'll get all the start and finishing dates for those leagues, because it's probably time it's probably time now, like in middle of April or going towards the end of it. Well, it's the 19th today. It's probably about time we started. Well, we probably shouldn't be betting or trading on the English football or any of the European leagues for that matter. Just getting too close to the end for comfort, and there's some strange results, just like you're getting this sort of first 4 to 6 weeks of a season starting when teams have made new transfers and everything like that, and you don't know who's going to perform well and who's not. Some teams you'll expect to do well and they'll have shocking starts, and then you'll have other teams who you won't expect to do well who'll have a really good start because of some of the signings are made and things like that. So probably avoid that until the first 4 to 6 weeks until it settles down. I need to work out whether I'm going to do 4 or 6. I'll probably opt for 6. But I think a lot of the sort of Asian leagues and the summer leagues are starting up now, and they've probably played some of them have played 6 to 10 games already, so they'll pick up nicely when we stop trading on the sort of English league. So it'll be a case of turning the leagues on and off within this software, which you can do. I'm not sure if you can do it automatically based on how far you're through, but you can select countries and leagues. I'm going to export a lot of these results as well, because you can get all your bets in a list like this and you can export all these. So what I'd like to do is export all these, because I think along here you can see the country code here, so GB is Great Britain there, and you can see which league it is there, the competition. So you can see that's English League 2, which is Swindon versus Leyton Orient. And obviously if you analyse all your results based on countries and leagues, if there's any leagues that are doing disastrously, you could just exclude those and take those leagues off, so you're not trading on them anymore. Also you can do things, you can analyse everything by the odds and stuff you're getting. So if you see any patterns whereby you're getting really good results at certain odds, when you get the extremes, your really high odds compared to your lower odds like 3.5 there, you might see patterns whereby you're winning more often than not on certain things. So there's a few ideas I'm going to use to tweak this. So just finally going back to the strategies again, you can see I've only done £2.53 and I've only won 28 out of 50 trades, but that's because you've seen the small losses I'm making now on the away team scoring first. So the strike rate is pretty low, 56%, but we're still making a profit because when we do win, we're now winning a little bit more money than when we do lose. We're losing a little bit less, apart from those sort of big £1 ones. So I'm going to continue this for a few more days, and I'll get back to you when we've got a bit more sample data in the bet results. Okay, thanks now. Cheers. Bye.